Hello. Today I'll be talking about SDG13, climate change in Ireland. So, what is SDG13? Sustainable Development Goal 13, or SDG13, focuses on the goal to take urgent action to combat climate change and its impacts. And that's a direct quote from the United Nations. This goal is measured in many different ways. Some common comparisons that can be made between countries are CO2/greenhouse gas emissions, climate change policies, and education surrounding the environment. These are all factors that influence climate change greatly all across the world. Okay, so data in Ireland. The map on the right demonstrates the level of greenhouse gas emissions all across the world, specifically labeling and highlighting the United States and Ireland. Greenhouse gas emissions can take many different forms. They include carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide. That taken from our world and data, as seen by the graph. This can symbolize the emissions produced from traffic, transportation, agriculture, and personal use across each country. In the United States, these emissions total 6.05 billion tons, where Ireland measured just 60.21 million tons as of 2024. This is a striking difference, although the United States is a much larger country than Ireland. Ireland compares slightly better than countries of similar size, as demonstrated by the key on the graph. That's over here where the colors are listed, coordinating with the tons and millions. And you can see, not super well, but if you zoomed in a little bit, you can see that Ireland is lighter and in a lower range than most of the rest of the United Nations and Europe. Right, so my X-Band chart I created to help demonstrate some solutions and brainstorm some solutions that Ireland could implement for SDG 13. Okay, so I'm going to start on this top right part. So reduce emissions. So I said Ireland could target high producing areas of emissions, such as the agriculture and transportation industries, as well as turn to alternate methods of transportation like riding a bike or taking public transportation. Also, climate policies. Increase focus on climate change within government policies. Create incentives for citizens to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions. Now, on the left side of the X-Bond chart, education. And this is a huge one. Spread awareness of climate change and educate the populations of its effects, as well as incorporate climate change topics into school curriculum. This is definitely something the United States needs to do as well. And then finally, renewable energy. Increase efforts for widespread renewable energy adoption. Research and implement methods of renewable energy such as wind farms and solar fields. And continuing on this brainstorm, solutions I found for SDG 13. While Ireland is performing fairly well in terms of climate change and greenhouse gas emissions, there's always room for improvement. I found that they would specifically benefit from continued efforts to produce sustainable energy methods. Ireland is improving its efforts to switch over to sustainable energy methods every year. They currently still rely heavily on fossil fuels for energy generation, but are making efforts to change this every day. I believe that a strong solution for Ireland would be to continue to expand their production of renewable energy such as wind, solar, and hydroelectric. This is also directly related to creating climate change-focused government policies to allocate the funding for these resources. Okay, so some citations that really helped me create this presentation were the United Nations Sustainable Development page, the Our World in Data for the graph, as well as renewable energy in Ireland. That one was specifically used for the solutions and how Ireland could implement its sustainable energy. So thank you for listening to my presentation. I hope you enjoyed.